Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Cosmos, Atom, and kind of see what is going on here, of course, and obviously and try to anticipate best practice, big picture, and the next steps here for this coin. And just before we get started, not a financial advisor. I do love teaching people how to trade. It's my full-time job. I've been trading for 15, 16 years now, and I can tell you it's amazing life. And I'm very, very thankful for everyone in my life, of course, that has been part of my community. So thank you so much to everyone who has taken part in that. Your support is greatly appreciated. So if you do want to become a better trader, I have a trading academy, community, and signal group. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. Now take a look here at Atom. Here's what's going on. First of all, it's kind of on the struggle bus, for lack of better terms. We're expecting the price to have maintained itself a lot better, but it's really just selling off a lot more than it needed to or should anyone really truly expect it. In other words, it's testing its most recent low. In fact, I think it came below that yesterday, as a matter of fact, right around about $20.36. So 20.36 was the previous lowest point in which it wanted to go in December. Now, it showed a lot of strength in the last couple of months, but for some reason, the last month has been pretty terrible. And that being said, if you can kind of see here, let's just go ahead and stick with the technical data here. You can see we've got a bounce off 30 on the RSI. That's a pretty common place. If you see an RSI under 30, you can definitely be able to identify a quick bounce back or recovery. Once again, that's the main reason why is because we have a previous support level here in this range. So we shouldn't expect to see a price point lower than $20 based on that sentiment. That being said, we're on the way back up here. We're a long ways away from a convergence, of course, but this is a nice green candle today here so far, a good starting point. Let's take a look at the 4-hour and kind of see if there's anything we can understand here. First of all, we're under both moving averages, so still not advantageous. Essentially under 4 moving averages that I feel are the most important to understand. Until we break above at least one of them, we'll probably still expect the price to continue lower. In other words, we can see here, nothing but lower lows here so far. Also, lower highs. So, again, not fantastic. Those are things that we don't like to see. What we want to see next is this next push here. Somehow, inevitably, whenever it decides it wants to, it'd be higher than this previous one, establishing a higher high. That's really important to kind of see a trend reversal, is seeing a higher high and or higher lows. So even if it were to do this here, this would be perfectly fine. Okay? We want to see something along those lines where it comes up, retraces a little bit, but doesn't retrace as far as a previous low and or high. Those are important things. So that's kind of what we're looking at here for Atom. That's what we want to identify to see a reversal. But good news, we're testing 50 on the RSI once more. So we can kind of see this tentative resistance around 21.85. That's kind of working disadvantageously, but once again, not terrible. You can't, it's only really tested that a few times. So generally speaking though, the fact that we're trying to break through 50 on the RSI is a good sign. It's telling us that we might see a trend reversal here, okay? So just keep that in mind. That's definitely something to acknowledge. Another thing to take a look at would be 1 hour. And we want to kind of see what the cloud is telling us. We're trying to get a break through the cloud here. This is kind of a natural thing. If you see from before, got rejected in that upper lead. We're tentatively getting rejected by the upper lead, but it's peeking through. In other words, there's a likelihood of breaking through the cloud here. Even if the price were just to go straight sideways and consolidate for a couple of days, we'd be inevitably back above the cloud, and that would be a positive sign telling us we're on the right side of those moving averages. But generally speaking, you can see we've traveled underneath the cloud almost this entire time, minus this little point here where it tried to recover on the 19th, but couldn't. All right. So again, that's generally what we're looking at here for the big picture. Let's take a quick look at TD sequential though and see if we got any resets. First of all, just to clarify, you can kind of see how hammered it's getting. We're hitting 9s pretty consistently. A 9 here, travels over, hits a 9, and then goes into overtime about 6 or 7 extra hours. And then we come back up to a 9, get a little reset, and continue upwards. So hypothetically, this continues, and this does look decent here on the 1 hour. We are making higher lows on the 1 hour. If we can continue to maintain that, that would essentially put us in a position to start making higher lows and higher highs in the 4 hour. That will eventually transition to, of course, and translate into the 1 day time frame. Okay, which is what we're looking for here. So the bottom line is that the 1 day, excuse me, sorry about that. The 1 day time frame is not looking great, but the 1 hour and the 4 hour are starting to look better. Okay. Now, once again, Bitcoin is on the mend here for once in a little while. At least it feels like, right? Even though Monday was a good day, yesterday was a destructive day to erase all those gains. But today, Bitcoin looks a little stronger here so far. There could be a myriad of factors. Keep in mind, of course, NASDAQ's doing a little bit better in general, as well as the simple fact that we could even see, DXY, the dollar index essentially is reaching one of its all-time highs. And oftentimes when that happens, we see an increase in Bitcoin once that reverses. Okay, so there's just some potential things there as well forming that could lead us to another increase from Bitcoin here soon, which would be very nice to see that again. I hope you've been dollar cost averaging because, again, a price point around 39,000 in my opinion is a good price for Bitcoin. So I hope that you can find benefit in doing something along those lines as well. I know most of my community members are very thankful that we've been dollar cost averaging often in the last few months to ensure that everyone is, averaging their position down, because I do feel personally in 5 to 10 years, Bitcoin's going to be tremendously more expensive and 40,000 is going to seem like a luxury. So why not add to your position now at a decent price point when the likelihood of Bitcoin being deflationary, supply and demand, it's going down, it's going to increase in price based on the demand, and of course the inverse where the amount of supply is diminishing. Either way, sorry, enough about that. I hope you understand. I just have your best interests in mind. So again, dollar cost average whenever possible for now. And if Cosmos is your coin, by all means. I would say this is a good long-term coin as well, though in the big picture, it's definitely got some good fundamentals. That being said, thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you learned something. If you want to become a better trader, again, CryptoCache.tech is the site, link in the description below. Look forward to working with you. Have a great rest of your day.